My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years I have worked on, collected, played, and spent all my free time around guitars. But now I am going to do something I have never attempted before. I'm gonna build a guitar. Alright, so starting out here, I have Crimson Guitars kit. Very nice kit. It's ash body, pretty stout ash body. I had them route the neck pocket already, and then a neck. It is slotted already. The truss rod is already glued in. The fret markers are already in it. And the side dots are already on it. But the neck has not been shaped. It hasn't been fretted. They did send the frets though, so I've got that. And everything else I guess is up to me. So we're gonna see how this goes. I guess first things first, we're gonna wanna make sure that we have a center line figured out here. So I'm guessing it'd probably be a good idea to pick the center of the neck pocket as my center line, because that's definitely gonna be the center of the neck, and I want the body to be centered with the neck. So it just makes sense to me to go for center on the neck pocket being center of the guitar. Like I said, I really don't care for the Telecaster shape. I don't know why. It's not that far off from the Les Paul shape, and yet the Les Paul shape is gorgeous to me, and the Telecaster shape is just not. So I'm gonna play with this a little bit and see what I can come up with that gives me a little bit more of a tingle in my belly when I look at the guitar, because this just doesn't. More like that, and then with this body, got the somewhat similar looking hook going on there. All right. Wow. Okay, so now to the backup workshop. I don't keep the bigger power tools in the house. Mrs. Unit gets mad. So anyway, yeah, so now we're going to be cutting out the body shape and the headstock shape.
Wanting people to listen, you can't just tap them on the shoulder anymore. You have to hit them with a sledgehammer. And then you'll notice you've got their strict attention.
It worked!
High five.
All right, high five. All right, in here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, that might be something we're going to have to address. The shaft of the switch. The switch that I have here is a Les Paul switch. And it is way too tall for its britches. About 1 5/32. And 1 21/32. That's a 1/2 inch top yet. I think I might have to go a little deeper on that cavity. Alright. So, after all the routing and off camera, which was probably not well thought out on my part, but I originally had that cavity about a 1/2 inch thick. The front of the body inside the control cavity is about 1/2 inch thick. And the switch threads were not going to go all the way through. So I thought to myself, I would just quick run up there and route the control cavity a little bit thinner for the controls so the switch would poke through the front. Apparently I did not have the depth stop locked. It was snug, but not snug enough to where when I pushed down that it didn't hammer it down a little farther than it should have. And that's literally about the thickness of 4 sheets of paper now. There's nothing there. I could push my finger through it if I wanted to. How I managed to do that without the router actually penetrating the front is kind of a miracle, to be honest. I don't know how that happened, but I guess that's a sign that the blade was good and sharp. But anyway, so at this point I think my only option is to put a top on it. Alright, so here we are in the garage. I have my shooting board, I have my plane. I think this is the top I'm going to use. Yeah, see, now that looks a little better. Okay. Now, Had it filled with glue.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
I just drilled through the back of the guitar. Well, I guess my only option is to route that cavity cover plate slightly wider and make a non-standard cover and hide that hole underneath the lip of the cover plate.
Savage weakness of which I goes numb, I pass away. Sun is rising, my blood face, broken spirit, eternal shade. As my lifeblood begins to drain, I'm signing off from this world of pain. I'm signing off this world of pain. Leave behind me sorrow and rage.
The first of hopefully many big unit guitars. So that's the logo I ended up going with. So hopefully it's not too ridiculous. If I make it big and famous someday, everybody will ask for bug guitars. But anyway, okay, so a couple things here. For those of you who are just, watching the final quick edit or whatever, or just wanted to see the highlight reel here at the end. This started out as a Crimson kit guitar. It's a swamp ash body with a maple neck, ebony fretboard, nickel frets, Clusen tuners. I have CTS pots, Switchcraft switch. The bridge pickup is a Seymour Duncan JB, chrome cover. The neck pickup is a Seymour Duncan Jazz with chrome cover. The bridge is a shallow roller bridge. Ernie Ball Power Slinky 11 through 40, 46? 11 through 46, I think, 48, something like that. It's got a really thick carved neck. I would say the closest factory thing you would find similar to that would be a Deep C, like an old Fender Deep C. Bone nut. I have a .022 microfarad or a 22 picofarad capacitor for the tone, for those of you who care for that kind of thing. The cover cavity cover plate I made out of oak. So I'll give you a couple of quick demo pieces here before I actually play it a little bit. The clean on the bridge pickup, tone rolled completely wide open, so there's no tone on it really. Okay, with the tone rolled all the way back. Neck position with tone off pretty much. Neck position, the tone full. Middle position, tone open. Middle position, tone full. Okay, I'm not a pretty guitar player if you haven't caught on to that yet. I'm not a pretty guitar player, but I'm not a pretty guitar player either.
I think you're pretty handsome.
Okay. Anyway, the distortion is kind of, you know, my go-to. Shatterbone, we're not contemporary Christian, right? So, this is bridge, tone completely open. You know, I don't have tone full, tone's completely open. So, it's definitely not going to be one that I'll hang on the wall of shame, so that's a good sign. Things I would probably do differently next time. Several. Number one, absolutely positively beyond all else and all human reason, make absolutely sure the router depth stop is locked before I begin routing. Yes, I got to learn some new techniques and tricks that I hadn't even been planning on learning because of that, but yeah, you know, it worked out in the end, but that's definitely a disaster I don't want to deal with every time going forward. So I'm probably going to try and watch that next time a lot more closely than I did this time. As Ben always says, measure, measure, cut. Yeah, measure, measure, drill too while you're at it. Make sure that you're not going through the back where you didn't intend to. That's a big one to remember too. I think with the stain, I really should have read it closer. I should have read it closer because, yeah, the sky blue stain is water-based, while the royal blue and denim blue are oil-based. They don't like to play well together. So it did end up a little bit streaky in the end because of that. The water base kind of, made it look a little bit. I mean, it still looks nice. I dig it. I mean, it was if it was going to be a mistake, it was an all right mistake to have because it didn't hurt the look of the guitar any. But next time, I'm probably going to forego the whole attempt to do a lighter stain over top for a third pass and just go with, two. When it comes to cleaning up glue, do it wet, both the rag wet and the glue wet. Don't let anything dry before you clean it off, and don't try to wipe it off with the dry rag because all it does is push it into the grain. I had a couple spots where I just was not able to get the glue out no matter what I was doing. I mean, I would have had to sand to a point where I would have lost depth on a spot in order to get rid of it. So I do have a couple of funny little looking spots where I didn't get rid of all the glue that I should have because it got stuck in the grain. But overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like I said, one more thing, sand. You can never do enough sanding. When you think you're done sanding, sand some more because you didn't get it all. I thought I had it all nice and sanded, and as soon as I started applying stain, I can see tiny little check marks every here and there once in a while where I got it with the rasp, the Shinto rasp or something, and I didn't notice it until the stain was on it, and now I see a couple little track marks. I mean, it doesn't affect the playability of the guitar or anything like that, but yeah, if I were going to turn around and sell a guitar, I'd be ashamed of that. I'd clean that out and get rid of it before I tried to sell sanding. I also didn't take the time to shape the sharp little corners on the nut. Probably should have done that. It's a little sharp. That I probably will handle later on off camera. But I mean, overall, I don't have any dead spots anywhere, So I don't have anywhere where it's fretting out or anything like that. So I guess I did the fret leveling right. Anyway,
it's a learning experience.
You bet. So with that, thank you for joining my journey. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to keep doing it. So thanks again for being part of it. And going forward, and hope you stick with me. And it wasn't just because I was doing it for GGBO that you watched. Hopefully at least a few of you find me entertaining.
I do.
All right. So with that, I guess that is the conclusion of my GGBO submission for 2022. So long and thanks for all the fish, okay? Take care and we'll see you next time.